shadows of the 90s, they called him the Rusted King. Not for his weakness, but because like rust, he spread slowly, silently, consuming everything in his path. His presence was felt in every corner of the streets, yet few ever heard him speak. When he did, empires trembled. They say he could walk into a room full of enemies and leave with loyal soldiers. No threats, no violence, just the weight of his presence. Justice wasn't served in courtrooms back then. It was delivered in whispers, in empty warehouses in broad daylight where no one dared to look twice. The king built his empire on 5 pillars, his children. The eldest son, consumed by greed, saw only gold where his father saw legacy. The second, pure of heart but weak in resolve. The third lost himself in the depths of addiction. The fourth, hidden away from the family's shadow. And the daughter, a chess piece in a greater game of alliances. But empires built on fear cast long shadows. When betrayal came, it wasn't with gunfire or grand declarations. It was subtle, like poison in wine. The second son tried to salvage what remained, to honor his father's vision. But good intentions rarely survive in worlds built on silent power. The empire crumbled brick by brick, until only whispers remained of the Rusted King's legacy. Names were forgotten, territories redrawn, and the old guard faded into myth. But blood remembers. Unknown to anyone, a grandson grew up far from these stories. He never knew of his inheritance, of the power that flowed through his veins. But somehow the old ways lived in him, in how he carried himself, how he commanded respect without asking, how he could silence a room with just a glance. Now he's found himself in a war he never knew was his birthright. He moves with his grandfather's grace, speaks with his authority, leads with his presence. They say history doesn't repeat, but it echoes. And in the grandson's silence, in his calculated moves, in the way fear spreads at the mention of his name, the Rusted King's legacy walks again, not through force, not through fear, but through blood that refuses to forget its purpose. The throne that was lost might just find its true heir, in a man who never knew he was born to rule. The streets whisper once more. The rust spreads again. And this time it's not just about power. It's about reclaiming what was always meant to be his.